Welcome to the Nintendo Power Zone, guys. It's your boy Nice193, and this is your powered up news. So, guys, on today's edition of the Power Up News, we got to talk about so much stuff. We're gonna talk about the SNES Classic. We're gonna talk about the Fire Emblem's Hero trailer from GAMESCON. We're gonna talk about the new ARMS character, and we're gonna talk about some Splatoon 2 updates. So much to talk about. Let's go ahead and get started with the SNES Classic. So this morning or last night, depending on what region you're in, Nintendo released a commercial for the SNES Classic Edition, and this commercial showed off so many cool functions. And it's a weird commercial too. It starts in like some freaking mad scientist laboratory, and you see a cardboard box, and the person just grabs the box, dumps it into this horrible looking machine, and it spits out an SNES Classic Edition. So that was pretty cool, but we got to see some of the functions of the SNES Classic, and some of these functions are legit. So first they showed off the rewind function. So if you make a mistake in a game, you can go back in time essentially, and you can correct that mistake. They basically took the whole Prince of Persia, idea and applied it to every game within the SNES Classic. You're also going to have personalized frames. Since these games will not take up the whole screen, you are going to be able to have some custom backgrounds, which is a nice shout out to the Super Game Boy. If you guys remember the Super Game Boy, it allowed you to play Game Boy games on your Super NES, and thus effectively playing your games on your television. This is a throwback to that, so I really like that. Then they went ahead and talked about the suspend points, which allows you to save a game at essentially any point. This is something that's returning from the NES Classic Edition and the 3DS, so really cool that that function's there. So if you need to leave, you need to go drop the game and do something else, you can pause the game and essentially just pick up exactly where you were. Alright, then they announced the big one. Even though we knew what the games list was, we now know that the SNES Classic is going to support the Super FX chip. So the three games that are going to be using that are Yoshi's Island and Star Fox 1 and Star Fox 2, which is the first time that Star Fox 2 will be available for play legit anywhere. This is it. This is our chance to play a lost video game, guys. Not a ROM, not, like a hack. This is it. This is the official Star Fox 2. So this is your opportunity. If you were able to grab an SNES Classic, and I hope you guys were, you're going to be able to play Star Fox 2. And lastly, the last thing that I want to point out about this commercial is that it used both of the Super NES's slogans. So it started out with the Play It Loud, which is actually the second campaign for the Super NES. That was the campaign that they used to directly compete with Sega and show them that, they could make noise too. This was the campaign that I loved. They basically just blew everything out of the water, and they made it seem like playing video games was a way of life. So if you're gonna play it loud. And then they used the original slogan, the Now You're Playing with Power, Super Power, which was, a take on the original NES slogan, but they added that Super Power at the end. So I really did like that. So that's it for the commercial. Moving on, Super NES Classic pre-orders went live on Best Buy, Amazon, GameStop, Target, and Walmart, and they were able to sell out within a matter of minutes. Guys, if I look tired in this video, it's because I stayed up all night trying to secure an SNES Classic, and I'm happy to report that I was able to get one. It took a lot of doing, and I actually had to go to a physical GameStop, but I did manage to get my Super NES Classic pre-ordered. So shout out to the people at GameStop, and but yeah, it's taking a toll on me, guys. I'm exhausted, like super tired. This video is kind of hard to shoot, but we got to get this news out to you guys. Moving on, we had a Gamescom exclusive trailer for Fire Emblem Warriors. Now, I've been on the fence about Fire Emblem Warriors, but with this new trailer, I am a little bit more excited about this game, and it's definitely one that I'm considering picking up. So the trailer showcases both the Hoshido and the Nor clan, the two opposing clans in Fire Emblem Fates, working side by side. This is an interesting development because if you've played these games, you know that these are two clans that have been warring with one another, and Corrin is thrust in the center of this war between these two families. So it's a very cool and interesting take on characters that are fully established, and it's cool to see like the newer Fire Emblem characters getting an opportunity to shine in Fire Emblem's Heroes. This game looks like it's going to be a lot better than I initially gave it credit for, so looking forward to that now. Keeping things chugging right along, guys, we're going to get into my favorite fighting game of 2017, ARMS. So, we have a new ARMS update coming out next week, and they showcased a brand new character, and her name is Lollipop. Love her name. It's a take on Soda Pop. It's awesome. Let's do a quick breakdown of who Lollipop is. Lollipop is a clown, and she carries nunchucks. I don't know why she carries nunchucks, but she's a nunchuck-wielding clown. She's got a peppermint candy hairstyle. She's got jawbreakers for her earrings, and she has sour gummy arms. That is just legit. They're all like twisted up. They look like springs, but you can see like the coating of sugar on top of her arms. Aesthetically, she is a fantastic character, and she's gonna fit along so well with the other characters in ARMS. Moving on to her secondary arm, they look like the Hydros, but they're gonna function like the Blorbs. But what I mean by that is they're going to obscure the opponent's vision, but you're gonna have like the ability to fire off 3 shots per arm. So that is very, very cool. Love that. I am looking really forward to playing as this character because of that kind of arm set. And then they showcased one more set of arms for her, and they look very similar to the Guardians, but unlike the Guardians, this will actually reflect attacks back at the opponent. So they showcased this in the trailer by showing Lollipop fighting Twintel, and when Twintel throws out, her frozen hands, she uses these new arms to block the attack, and it reflects it back at Twintel, freezing her in place. That's really going to change the meta of this game, because you now have a character who can not just block attacks but reflect them back at the opponent. That is going to make for some really intense battles, in my opinion. And the last thing they showcased her doing in the trailer was she can basically inflate her entire body, and she uses that to bounce, basically getting a double jump. And it looks like it also has some defensive capabilities as well for blocking attacks. It was very cool. Lollipop is going to fit in the ARMS universe really well. After that, they showcased her stage, which is a candy themed stage. We haven't got a name for the stage yet, but it looks fantastic. This is what I was hoping for when they talked about ARMS updates. I love this new character. Lollipop, welcome to the battle. Alright guys, and our last piece of news is coming from Splatoon 2. So Hisashi Nogami, the director of the game, basically came out and said he has 3 new updates to share with us, and I am excited to talk about these updates. The first update is the new battle stage, the Manta Marina, and this is a boat, a sailboat to be specific, and it has multiple levels, and it even has these 3, masts in the center of the boat that have little crow's nests where you can climb up and do battle there. This stage looks super fun and super intense. I cannot wait to play this stage. This stage is going to be releasing on August 26th. Next up, they talked about the new special weapon, which is the Bubble Blower. This fires 3 large ink bubbles that you can shoot to explode and leave large quantities of ink in the blast radius. This doesn't make this special invincible. Opponents can actually eliminate the bubbles if they shoot them long enough, which will result in them taking no damage and no coverage being applied to the floor. Very useful if you have a fast-firing weapon like the dualies. Dualies are going to be very effective against this particular special attack. But what I really like about this is that the bubbles can also be used for shielding purposes. So you can actually use these as protection and prevent yourself from being splatted. They also announced the first weapon that will use the Bubble Blower, and that's going to be the Splatter Shot Pro. And it will be available on September 2nd. So guys, look forward to that new weapon. And for all my Salmon Run fans out here, guys, the last update is a brand new Salmon Run stage called the Lost Outpost. This stage has an enclosed off section in the middle it's a little building that has 4 walls which will obscure your vision, which basically means you can't see when the salmonids are coming, and you're really going to have to use teamwork. Nogami-san even said in the presentation that it's going to require teamwork and using the this way command in order to call to your teammates and coordinate better. And this update will be releasing on August 23rd. So tomorrow, guys. By the time this video is up, it will be by tomorrow. I am so looking forward to this specific update. Salmon Run has been my favorite way to play Splatoon 2, and a new battle stage. I am all about that, guys. So guys, that's it for the Powered Up news. So much awesome information was handed out today, and we got SNES Classics. So what was your favorite news story for the day? Was it the SNES Classic? Was it Fire Emblem Warriors, the new ARMS character in stage, or the new Splatoon stages and weapons? Let me know. All you gotta do is hit me up here on YouTube. And by the way, guys, we have a brand new YouTube URL, so it's youtube.com/c/Nintendo Power Zone. That's our new YouTube URL, so you can find us right here by using that. You can also hit us up on Twitter at Nice1983 or at NPowerZone. You can hit me up on Facebook, facebook.com/Nintendo Power Zone. And guys, if you're a fan of the podcast, you can always download new episodes on iTunes, Google Play Music, stream new episodes on Stitcher Radio, or catch us right here on YouTube. That's going to be it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and watch out for SNES hunters on the prowl. Deuces.